Okay, so now if you have a basic sense of what factors are, then prime numbers are going to be easier to understand. So the topic of this video is going to be prime numbers. Oh, my bad. That was a bad line. Let's do this again. Okay, that looks nicer. Okay, so what are prime numbers? Prime numbers basically are numbers that have only two factors, 1 and themselves. So an example of a prime number would be something like 5. So if you list down the factor pairs of 5, you'll see that it only has one pair. That's going to be 1 and 5. So let me write down the alternative to this, which would be that prime numbers basically have only one factor pair. To just have a quick look at other numbers, let's say, for example, 6. So 6 has factors that include 1 and 6, so 1 to 6 is 6. But what about any other number? So we have 2 and 3. So we saw that it has more than one factor pair, which means that 6 is not prime. Let's do a few quick ones. What about 2? So 2 only has one factor pair, that's going to be 1 and 2. What about 4? So 4 has 1 and 4, but it also has 2 and 2. Let's keep going. What about 7? So 7 only has 1 and 7. Let's look at 8. So 8 has 1 and 8, but it also has 2 and 4, or 4 and 2, but since it has more than one, this is the second one, 8 is not prime. And I almost wrote a C there, and I'll tell you why, and this is also not prime. So the word that I was about to write was a word that's called composite. So I don't know if this word sounds a little too hard to understand, or maybe it sounds a little too fancy, but composite basically means not prime. So the simple way to understand this is that a number has two types. It's either prime or it's not prime. And when it's not prime, you call it composite. And just before this video ends, I want to give you guys a quick tip about prime numbers. So the main prime numbers that you really want to remember, that we already have solved for as well, are 2, 3, 5, 7. Of course, prime numbers don't stop here. You have 11 as a prime number. You also have 13 and 17. And you have 23. And the list keeps on going. But the main ones you want to be particular about remembering are these: 2, 3, 5, and 7. And in the next video, if it's on prime factorization, that is, this will make a lot more sense.